Hello, hello, hello. It is Bubba coming at you again. All right, so we are going to continue our series on Terraformental so that we can try and get the whole story out of this, and we'll see how it goes. Um, so if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe and like, and definitely leave comments on tips and anything else you'd like to see us play together. All right, so let's see what we got here. We just woke up, looks like. So let's go ahead and get our water. Okay, it's running out of power. From the air recycler. Interesting. I didn't realize Talos even had real power. But let's repair the upper floor and get power back. So let's extract. Well, no, repair upper floor. All right. Then we'll get some water bottles. Doot, 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 doot. I am liking this. I definitely liked the demo that we went through before. They've definitely added some nice things, but I like the way it combos things together. So each time you come back through, it can be a little bit different and save you a little bit more time, which is really cool. Let's go ahead and finish. Let's see, we can break this down. Yep, lift lockdown. There we go. We got the water. So let's get the water pouches. Then we're going to synthesize the food. We're going to extract water bottles, so we have those in spare. Then we're going to take the emergency suit. Unlock. Okay, you didn't actually realize until you finished, but as soon as you repaired the generator, you just automatically went and opened the ground floor door 2. You're not sure if you're just developing muscle memory from having gone through this so many times, or if it's something more. But for now, you're just happy to appreciate the time saved. Yep. I can only imagine how freaked out you would be waking up and everybody's gone and you have no idea what happened and if you can even survive. That would be terrifying. All right. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and get our air tanks. And then we're going to do water pouches, food, protein bars. And then we'll take the non-essential couplers. Here goes the hunger. We're good on air. In fact, we should be probably, at this point, we probably will be gone before the air even becomes an issue. I wonder how much fuel the generator has that you put on, because it just mentions the generator and not the fusion. So, I don't know if I've ever seen it run out, so I don't know. Hopefully it would let us know if that was something that could happen. All right, take the non-essential couplers. Repair rover power system. Yeah, we should have time to do that. And then we'll go ahead and do the water pouches and food again. And then we will do the metal sheets. We're going to definitely want to load the generator on here because we're going to need more power to do more of those things than just one of our fuel cells. Hopefully we can find some power this next time, or fuel for it. Let's see. Repair the power system. Let's go ahead and say we'll load the generator. Goodness, I got something in my throat now. All right. Taking the metal. And I think this is getting even faster. Oh, yeah, it's like down to almost a little over half the time. So that's not bad. We're getting there. Okay. Load the generator. Then what we'll do is tell it to go ahead and repair the hull. I definitely have more time now than than before on having to make sure we get water and food. So that's nice. Okay, that's done. So let's go ahead and do the water and food since we're speaking about it. And then we're going to go ahead and take 5 more sheets. And we'll go ahead and repair the hull again. And I think the water pouch, oh yeah, it's down to like 1 second. And basic food down to less than half. So yeah, big change. Okay, do that. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and do more sheets and the hull again. And then we're going to do water and food. Okay, good. Okay, that gets us all that we need. We do not need to fill the cabin yet. We still have 5 minutes on that. We're down to where water is our biggest problem, but let's see what we have. I think we're basically done. Let's go ahead and tell us to go all the way to the end in case we need more water or anything. Try to think if we have everything that we needed to do. We've repaired everything. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, let's leave. As you maneuver the rover out of Talos, you remember your inspection of the drill near Laurion. Maybe you should step out and check a similar structure while you're here. Eh, why not? I mean, we can always go back in and get more food and water. So let's leave the rover. Inspect the drill. This is going down really slow now because we're not in there using, it's just from leakage. Okay. Unfortunately, this is a one-time thing. No information so far. We're looking at running out of air in 4 minutes. We'll be definitely done before then, and then we'll just refill our air tanks. Okay. Definitely taking a little while. I'm not used to things taking this long after doing all the other things we've done so many times that it goes really fast. All right. Also, leave in the comments if you know any other games like this one. I really like them with the story and yet kind of an incremental. Okay, at first glance, it appears identical to the one you checked outside Laurion, except this one is still active. Its tightly focused laser is currently melting its way towards a new pocket of gas. Yet there are already several holes below the machine. It must have already released a lot. Frustratingly, you feel you still don't have enough information to pin down what seemed wrong. It's definitely something to do with the terraforming process, but beyond that, you're unsure. You'll have to keep an eye out for more clues. Okay, so let's return to the rover. And now we're going to park in Talos. And then we're going to definitely get more water and see, the protein bar. See, now it's wanting to do basic food more. Okay, well, anyway, let's get some water, food, protein bars. Okay, we're all good. Let's get our air tank, and that means we can do another food. Good. And then let's get ready to leave. Let's do the right click. Yep, because we got another water pouch now. Okay, water pouch, and leave. Now we'll just drive towards Laurion. I'm half tempted. I don't know if I should go to. I don't know if we should bypass the other rover where we got the artifact the first time, or if we should go to it just to see what's there. You parked the rover back in its space in the Talos vehicle bay, everything seemingly as you left it. Okay, well, that's good to know. Nothing moving from ghosts or anything. So let's fill. Ooh, we need to fill our cabin. Forgot about that. Okay. And it's still doing it. I don't see where we would bypass yet. Go ahead and fill again. Okay, still going. How are we doing on this thing? I mean, we got what? We're down to about a minute, so we're saving 30 seconds. I mean, that can be considerable. Okay, let's get another air cabin. Maybe we'll go check out the rover this time. Just to see. Because it did make mention. Head for derelict rover. I'm almost thinking we might try for that. Just to see. Yeah, let's go for it. I really want to see if there's anything else there. We pretty good getting back, especially if we can find fuel for the generator. I think we'll be okay. Ooh, need to fill cabin. Okay. And hopefully we can get back quicker than we did the very first time. Okay, there we go. So we've got the containment crate. Okay, you reached the derelict rover, and that's just as you remember. If you'd had any other plans for the wreck, they leave your mind the moment you enter and find yourself heading straight for the containment crate in the rear compartment. Now that you're here, you can't bear the thought of leaving without making sure the artifact isn't somehow still inside. Okay, well, let's open it. It's only 8 seconds. We're going to fill the cabin. Okay, what we got? You're surprised how your heart flutters as you release the seals and pull back the lid of the crate, suddenly thrilled at the thought of getting to see the mesmerizing artifact once more. Moments later, you feel a crushing disappointment upon seeing that the crate is in fact empty. Whatever the artifact was, it's the only thing you've found so far which is different from the first time. Unless you find out something more, you suppose there's not much reason to come back here in future loops. Okay, so now we know we don't need to come here. And we've got this down to less than we shaved off a minute on it, so we might be able to make it. Let's give it a shot. I mean, I guess we could have always done this, gone back, get more food, got more water, and then go straight there. Actually, that probably would have been a better choice. Yeah, let's do that. Stop that, and let's just depart for Talos. Fill this, because that way we can have food and water. Oh, except we won't have power. But I think this was a lot closer, so it still might be worth it because I think we might have run out of water and stuff first. Pretty sure. But that's one of the tricks of this game is figuring out what you need to invest the time in for each loop. Okay, we're there. Drive towards Talos. That's like 37 seconds. Yeah, we might as well at this point because we have no food, no water, basically. So let's get this done. About ready to fill air cabin again. There we go. Okay, once we get back in, we need to fill up with food, water, and then head out and see if we can find some fuel for the generator. Got ready to fill this again. There we go. Hopefully we can get this to get it going through a couple of cooldowns though while we're in the station. Okay, so we still have to drive more towards Talos? Oh gosh, I had no idea. If I had known that, I wouldn't have done this. Alright, well, we're already down the far road on this. We need to see it out. The only problem is, I don't think we have enough power now to actually get there. I really don't. But now we know not to go for the derelict again. Yeah, we're not going to have enough. Because we can't charge at Talos. We can charge, I think. Did we? I know we saw a charger there. I can't remember if we tried charging it or not. since last time. Okay. And oh, that's not what I wanted. Fill cabin with air. Park in Talos. Because now we're out of food and water. Okay. Now that we're in here, let's go ahead and take water pouches, synthesize food, extract water, get protein bars. And then we'll try leaving again, but I just don't think we have enough fuel. I think we're going to be stuck. And we don't have any fuel to put in the generator to even have it power the rover. So, but we'll do what we can because every time we do these things, it does it a little bit faster eventually. So every little bit does count. So we want to make those count. Okay. And we will say go this just up until. Okay, they were taking the protein bars. Then we're doing this to the end. And then we're going to do water pouches and food. There we go. And yeah, we're not going to make it. I can almost guarantee it. Because this is going to be, what, a minute 30. And we have 2.5 minutes. And I think I'm pretty sure it's going to be more than a minute left to get there. All right, but we'll see. But every time we do this, like I said, it does combine it a little bit. So now we're actually down to less than a minute. So we've actually shaved off almost 34 seconds. Okay, we're about ready to fill again. There we go. 23 seconds left. Now, one thing it would be kind of nice is if it showed on this, if it showed, oh, you're going to run out of power first with the current rate. That would be kind of nice because we've only got a minute 40 maybe. Should we finish this? Okay. What? Fill the cabin with air. We can't go towards. Oh, that's interesting. We can't go towards Laurion now. It's just gone. Oh, very interesting. That almost seems like a bug. Usually it would have let us to at least try and get there. All right, well, let's just loop now. Yes, wake up. All right, let's try this again. Now we know we don't need to go to the derelict. So we do that. Drink the water. Okay, so now we've gotten, let's see, we're going to take some more water. Repair upper floor. What we got on this? We might be okay. Upper floor now is taking 39 seconds. Not quite down. Oh, so it looks like you get a little bit more speed from it being a combined action. I guess that kind of makes sense. Instead of having to reset everything you were doing, you kind of just continue and go straight into the next one. It's an interesting way of doing it. Okay, we got power going up now. Let's go ahead. Oh, it's still doing the repair floor. There we go. So let's do the water pouches, then the food, then the extract water bottles. Synthesized food is definitely down to less than half the time before. Okay, and then we're going to do the, now see, there's repair rover hull, and that includes excuse me, taking the metal sheets and repairing the hull, which is fantastic, and then the power system, the same thing. So let's take that, load the generator. And let's go ahead and unlock the office door. I don't remember if we really needed that for anything, but let's just go ahead and do it. And then we're going to go ahead and tell it to do water pouches and food again. And we'll tell it to do the air tanks. Undid that. They gave us the protein bars, which somehow we got before. Without specifically. I don't think I specifically told it to unlock the admin thing, but we'll see. Okay. We awaken. For a while, you might be tempted to just lie here for a while. As you quickly down the bottle of water, you consider your next move. There's definitely more for you to explore and learn at Laurion. You just have to get there faster, yet also need to be better prepared for challenges you find there. Okay? Makes sense. We're done with that. So we will do the repair hull. And if I need to intercede to put in some water and such, we'll do that. So we're down to almost half the time on this one. 48 seconds. Okay. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we are going to be low on stuff. So we'll do water and food next. And then we will tell it to repair. Okay. Tell it to repair the rover power. There we go. And then after that, we'll tell it to do the water pouches, the food again, and install the generator. Ooh, no, that's not what we wanted. We already loaded it. Don't want to install. I'm glad it gave me that. I was mistaking this for loading it up, and instead that was going to install it, which we do not want to do. At least not right now. Maybe there'll be a time we do want to do that. Okay. That we don't need to worry about. Okay. How are we looking? Good. Take all that stuff. Can't tell it to start doing the stuff for leaving yet. We're down to, I think we'll have 5 minutes left before we even need to leave. Okay, done. Now we'll tell this, go all the way to the end. And then it's getting food. And we're going to get one more water pouch. And we are leaving. There we go. So we want to drive. Other items, nope, we don't need that. We do want to fill the cabin as soon as it gets down. So we get these cooldowns going. This power should also last longer now because we're not having to take as long getting somewhere. We're down to 54 and a half seconds now. I think last time it was 56. So we're getting there. All right. So we did that. Now it's driving towards Laurion again. Oh, I forgot this. Was not paying attention. Need to pay better attention. Getting down to 2.5. Okay. And it says you settle in for the long journey you're getting all too used to, idly wondering what new mysteries you might uncover this time. Yeah, I am kind of anxious to find out what new mysteries we might uncover. Okay. Drive again towards Laurion because I don't see how there's anything else we can do. There's not even the option to go to. Oh, there's the bypass. That's why. Okay. So it's not even giving me the option to go to the derelict right now, which is fine. I'm fine with that. So this whole thing is going to take yeah, almost 2 minutes there. Oh, there's where you could do it. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Oh, filled cabin. I got to keep watching that. Be nice if we get this automated at some point. Okay, so we're down to about half the time to fill the cabin with air now. But the cooldown is what kills us because the cooldown never changes. Fill it again. How much longer is on that? 34 seconds, and yet we've got, oh yeah, we're going to have to fill several more times. Yep. Yeah, definitely let me know what you think about this game. I'm curious as to if anybody else is really interested in it or if I should just stop and maybe just do some quick videos just to show what progress there is and what new things there are in the story itself and not actually the gameplay itself. So let me know. All right, we're almost done. There we go. I remembered that time. Okay, we're down to 56 seconds. Yeah, we'll have to do it one more time. Otherwise, we're going to run out. I don't want to run out. And then we can let that one go for a while so we don't waste the time. Although it's 2 seconds, not really a waste. All right, 40 seconds. Still going. Okay. I don't think I need to do it again because I got 26 seconds. Yeah, I don't need to do it again. We can always fill it back up when we get back in after the cooldown comes in because the leakage is not going to make it go down very quickly. And we won't use our personal even if that gets down to 0 if we're not in it. All right, 5 seconds. Hopefully we can find something new now this time. There we are. All right, you weave in between the ragged structures around the station, quickly reaching the vehicle door bay, or vehicle bay door. All right, so other items. Nope, don't need that. I don't know if we want to leave. I'm half tempted to see if there's something new. Let's leave. See if there's something new out here. Ah, so we can get the food and water, and then explore the distant support facilities. Let's do that. Unfortunately, it took right off where we were, which is nice because I had forgotten that we hadn't done that one yet. We definitely want to do that. We might find some supplies that we can use each turn after this, or each loop after this. 20 seconds. What are we going to run out of first? Water in 2 minutes. Okay, we got time. What are we going to find? Hopefully it's something and not just, you found some old buildings and that was it. There we go. Unsurprisingly, most of the alterations to the buildings surrounding Laurion seem to have been intended to help support all of the extra people living there. Makeshift hydroponics bays around the heaters housed fast-growing edible plants. Drills were redirected towards pockets of gas, which could be processed into additional breathable air, and several large tanks presumably held water ferried in from other locations. Most of it is no longer functional, but you note a few locations which may be worth a closer look. Oh, backup generator? You might be able to get the backup generator running again, which would provide power to the whole facility. Oh, well, that would be nice. Let's definitely inspect that. If we got, yeah, we're good. We may have to go back in after this, just so we can get food and water, and then maybe come back out. But as we know, it takes a little time. So I think what I might start doing is, at least in the immediate future here, is when I get when we die, is I'll get back to basically where we were and then start the video again. That way you're not watching the exact same things over and over and over and over and over. We'll cut them. Make it a little bit easier for you guys. We found fuel. Okay. This fuel unit generator was a backup power supply to Laurion. Ideally, it had only ever been used while the main generator was shut down for maintenance, but it seems as if all the extra people living here forced them to run it nonstop for weeks, perhaps even months. The prolonged usage has pretty much wrecked the generator itself, but there are still a couple of fuel capsules they never had a chance to use. Oh, so now we have something to use it with. Okay, so what we got here? One of the more distant buildings has a backup generator, over capacity, and a fuel left. Okay, nothing new there. All right, so we want to take these for sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's take those. That'll get faster each time. And then we're going to have to return to the rover, unload the generator, and then use it. Okay, return to rover. Hopefully we have enough resources. We've got 1 minute. Yeesh. Okay, I don't even know if it's worth filling the thing with air. Let's unload the generator because we can't drive into the facility. That's for sure because it has no power right now. Enter Laurion facility. Do we need to fill with air? Nope, we can't. Okay. Move generator into Laurion. Oh, we have to do that. Oh, I think we're dead. Yeah, we're dead. Well, suckaroonies. Let's do that. Let's enter the facility. Maybe we can do that in time. 20 seconds? Ooh, it's going to be close. And I don't know if there's any water right there. But now we know how to get the fuel for the generator. So what I'll do is if we die, I'll just do everything until we get back to here and start unloading the generator again. All right, we are in here. So let's grab water, take food. We're going to exit. We have water. Yep. Okay, let's exit. Wow, that takes a long time. I didn't realize it was going to take so long to get back out. And then what we can do is hopefully get the generator going. And maybe that'll help us on some of this other stuff like getting food. 3 seconds. Oh, we don't have a lot of time, do we? 2 minutes. Move it. So it speeds up a little bit over that one progress. And then goes back down. I guess we've never done it before. How about that? A new thing. Okay, it is moving it in there. Minute and a half. So we're going to have about a minute to get back in and get more water. Wow, this is going to be rough. Well, we at least now know some of the stuff to do next time, and some of the stuff we've already done, we don't have to do again. It looks like they use the tower at the outer edge of the support facilities as some kind of scouting outpost. Might be some useful info up there. Oh, okay. All right, so we are in. Install the generator. 40 seconds. Holy crap. All right, well, let's take some water. Okay, still going to be that, but let's install the water. Oh, and we can install the water recycler. That'll get us more water. Okay. Maybe that's what we need to do. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we've not done it once before, so it's a new thing. Okay. That we have done before, so we could get that going quicker. What are we looking at on time? A little less than 2 minutes. We might be able to do it. I don't know how long it'll take to put the fuel in the generator, though. We haven't done that yet. What are we looking at for that? And of course, they want us to read the diary. It might give us some more information too. Okay. Oh, add fuel. There it is. Wow. I almost didn't see that. Okay, so that's going to be like 5 seconds. Okay, done. Oh. This fuel burning generator was a backup power supply for Laurion. Ideally, it had only been used while the oh, no, that's the previous one. Okay, I thought we had something new. Okay. Shut off the emergency systems. This should help us drain less power. We probably definitely have to have that before we do much else. And then we'll install the water recycler. We're going down power really quick. No, we're gaining. Gaining. Oh, that's right. We're gaining now. Okay. All right. So this. Ooh, I'm glad I did it soon. Cooldown's 35 seconds for us to even get a bottle. Holy crap. Yeah. We're not going to get much further. Okay. Well, that being the case, let's go ahead and scavenge for some food. You know, that's going to take about 8 seconds. We haven't really ever finished one, I guess, or finished the whole thing, which I guess is what they want us to do. So we might as well do that until we get the water bottle, because that way we don't ever have to do it again. When you inspect the rover charger, that's not going to help us, though, if we don't have food and water. Why go anywhere? Let's do another one. I forgot how many of these it wanted you to do before it says it was finished. It's kind of annoying because you don't know. Okay, this is almost down to where we can get some. You're definitely running out of places to search for food. Okay. So, good. We're running out of spaces. Okay, once this is good, done. I'm going to fill the water bottle real quick so it's not the first thing, hopefully, we run out of. We're going to gain much? Not a lot. Okay, scavenge for food. Okay, good. We're finally done. That was the last place you could think of for food to be hidden in the shanty town. At least now you'll know exactly where to find it all in the future loops. Good. Okay, so we're done with that one. We're good. I don't know if I want to do the mining wing yet, although it does say 10 seconds. I am almost thinking, if you hack the admin office, well, let's just force it right now. 30 seconds. What are we going to run out of first? Water? Yep, definitely. So since we get a water bottle, I'll go ahead and tell it to grab it, which is going to definitely be before this finishes. Done. There we go. Get us another water bottle. Yeah, we're losing this battle by just a little bit, but we are losing each time. No way around that. All right, well, only so much we can do, but now we know a good head start for next time. Okay, we got the door open. We don't even need the protein bars right now. Skim the admin logs. Yeah, maybe we should do that first because that might give us some information that we can use on the next loop. I'll try for this again, but we're getting really low on having enough time for this thing to cool down or to give us another one. All right, are we there? There. Well, we're getting it down to where it's only 8.2 seconds to do it, which is saving us a little bit, but not enough on the cooldown. That's the problem. Okay, we're skimming the admin logs. 15 seconds. 15 seconds, which seems like an eternity sometimes. Okay, so we're running out of ration packs, but we're still water shy. You briefly power up the computers and check what's on them as quickly as you can to minimize the power draw. From what you can tell, the vast majority of it is just paperwork for the normal operation of the facility. Work orders, supply requisitions, personnel transfers. Seems endless. Unless you have some specific terms to search for, you don't think there's much point to randomly looking through files at this point. Okay. What do we got for notes? Laurion computers, huge amount of data. What I can do is search it for keywords. Once I find the name of a facility or some key information, I should return here to try and learn more about it. Okay, makes sense. We already went through all this with keywords. For starters, I can try searching for more data on Talos. I don't know if it'll have anything useful, but given how close the two facilities are to one another, it may be some useful information. Okay, and that's 40 seconds. Wow, really running out, but that could help us. That could help us on our restart because we'll be over there. Ooh, need to do that. We are way down now. And we are down to 8.1, but I still don't think that's enough. we at least have enough to get this search for Talos again. Maybe that'll give us something as an advantage for our next cycle. Let's see. Water. Yeah, we're cutting it close. Definitely cutting it close. Okay. 7 seconds. We'll definitely get that part. Okay, here we go. It seems Laurion had considerable contact with Talos, as they were virtually identical facilities intended to work as a pair. Together, they were supposed to terraform the entire section of desert you've been traveling across. About 2 months ago, the Talos commander reported finding an artifact. Shortly after, all contact with Talos was lost for 2 weeks. When it was reestablished, Talos claimed communications had only been down for 1 day, but that a lot of impossible things had happened in that short time. Brand new equipment failed due to wear and tear. Multiple staff claimed their shifts had been several times shorter or longer than they should have been, and one junior scientist died of old age despite being in their 30s. The commander initially tried to transfer the artifact to Laurion, hoping that they'd have better luck containing its effects, but eventually had to evacuate anyway due to the damage that had already been caused. Okay, so it's definitely something with time. We know that now. Artifacts. Time artifact. According to the data, okay, this is the same stuff about somebody dying early. Okay, and that's just them working as a pair. Okay. What can we do now? Not much. We're going to die soon. So maybe inspect the rover charger just because we can have that done for sure, because it's only 15 seconds. Which we might be able to get one more water bottle this time if we're lucky. And then we could start on reading the diary just to save us time later. Okay, the rover charger diagnostics all check out. Now that Laurion has some power, you could go back to the rover, park it inside, and recharge it from the facility stores. It might make a good place to top off your rover's batteries before traveling further. Okay, so there is going to be places we travel further, obviously. And I do remember that from the demo. What we got here? Recharging. Okay. And having learned that the rover charger in Laurion is fully operational, I checked the one at Talos in case I ever needed it. Unfortunately, it's been cannibalized. I assume to get as many of the rovers running as possible during the evacuation. Okay. Okay, I guess read the diary. And we're going to do one more water bottle, I hope. Ugh, yeah, we'll barely have time to do it. We're down to 8 seconds. Okay, there's the water. We now have 35 seconds just for it to finish. I don't think we're going to have time to consume or grab the water bottle before it'll be time up. I mean, I'll try, but it's going to be tight. Gonna be tight. Let's just see what we can do, like what is in the mining wing. I think I remember there being something significant in there that we want. All right, there we go. Fill the water bottle. Oh, yeah, we barely made another one. Barely did it. Okay. Can we do it? 26 seconds. Oh, yeah, we'll get to read the diary. Okay, good. There might be something good in there that we can use for the next run as well. Every little bit counts, right? It'd be nice if there was a thing counter showing how long you've been in this one cycle. All right, the diary chronicles the life of one of the environmental engineers, Marie, who worked at another facility called Santorini. She wrote months' worth of entries detailing the minutiae of the maintenance she performed, as well as the jokes and minor disagreements she had with her coworkers. Then she starts talking about a bizarre artifact they found while setting up a new sensor outpost. She doesn't say much about it beyond saying they were all ordered not to talk about it. Okay, and then we go to the notes. Diary mention found an artifact. Okay, or maybe I should find more information in Laurion's computers. Yeah, that's what I figured they're going to want us to do, is search for the new location. Haven't finished the diary yet, so maybe it'll go into more detail. Oh, we haven't finished. Okay. I've learned the name of a new facility. I'm hoping to find some details, pin it down. Okay, so we could search. Oh, and that's the finish. Search is 1 minute. Wow. Okay, well, let's try finishing the diary. we'll get further on that before we die. 14 seconds. Ooh. I really don't know if we're going to have time for this. Let's see if it does it. Will it? Nope. That was it. All right. Well, I will time lapse possibly. Let me check and see how well we're doing on the episode. All right. I think we're going to call it for this episode due to the fact that, oh, see, now it's combining like getting up. The getting up now will repair the upper floor, take the water pouches, take the emergency suit, unlock the office door, all this other stuff. So that's kind of cool. It automatically got the water bottles. So it's definitely saving us a lot of time. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and call this episode, and I will start the next episode where we're back at Laurion, able to do more stuff. Okay, as you quickly down the bottle of water, you consider your next move. You made it to the coordinates and learned that there's another facility there, Laurion. There's definitely more for you to explore and learn there. You just have to get there faster, yet also need to be better prepared for the challenges you find there. So some of the same stuff. All right, that'll be it for now. Definitely let me know what you think about this one, and then obviously other ones you want to see. And I will see you in the next video. Bubba out.